Oh, YouTube. Well, today I'm at Gray Towers in Milford, Pennsylvania. It's right near the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York border. It's the home of Gifford Pinchot, who was the head of the Forest Service from 1905 to 1910, and some consider him to be not only the father of modern forestry, but also the father of the modern conservation movement. So let's look around. I'm not sure if I'll be able to photograph inside, but we'll find out. So this is the Great Hall, where people would be welcomed by a statue of Napoleon, and the adults would go upstairs to the second floor with their bags if they're guests, and the children to go up to the third floor and then rest and come down. And there's an area that could just hang out in front of the fire, and not often do you see an owl, taxidermy owl, holding a squirrel. You don't need the weather service if you got your own barometer and thermometer, but they don't usually make them this pretty. This was Gifford's office with lots of interesting memorabilia. You got snakeskin, I think that's a elephant tusk under there, turtle shells, actual turtle. But it's right off of his library. They've got 1,500 of his books here. The Forest Service has 4,000 total. So this camel dates from the 7th, 8th century, the Tang Dynasty, and it was a funerary camel where it would be included in a tomb to carry the person's goods into the next world. And the family seemed to always have these in the background when pictures. So this is the sitting room, and originally it was 2 rooms, but Cornelia wanted it into one. Architect said, "You can't, this is a load-bearing wall." She said, "I want it." He said, "You can't." And eventually she did get it done. She brought in a beam, and when the Forest Service took over, they found out there was a lot of damage. So this is what Cornelia called the finger bowl. And they use this for dining. You can see the overhanging ledge, and you could sit people all the way around this. And if you wanted to pass the bowl to somebody, you could set it in the water and slide it across to whoever wanted it. So this is Cornelia's long garden, and between these 2 trees that Gifford planted 100 years ago. But this long reflecting pool, the idea was to draw the eye to the building they call the bait box. And it was their son's place, but also she used it in her runs for Congress. She did not win, but it's hard to tell from this, but it's narrower at that end than at this end. And that's just a fool the eye to make it look like it's even longer than it really is. Now Cornelia had the bait box. They built this, they call it the letter box. That was to move Gifford and his secretary out of the house for correspondence and whatnot. So that's why they called it the letter box. Got a lot of the politicians and people that were hanging around in the house when he was governor. He did serve 2 terms as governor of Pennsylvania, and I think he tried to run for a 3rd term but failed on that one. So this is a private property over in here, but I love all these old huge urns. I'm pretty sure back in the day this would have been filled with water as a nice cool spot to sit in a reflecting pool with a pathway guarded by a couple of turkeys. This is the site of the swimming pool and terrace. This was the first place that they built when they moved it back into the house, and it was separated from the house by walkways and driveways and such until the finger bowl and the marble terrace were built. It really incorporated this in. There's a terrace and planting all the way around with a trellis so that they'd entertain their guests out here, and just a nice spot to hang out. And there was a pump that continuously pumped cool, refreshing water in from the Sawkill down below. So I think that's going to end my tour of Gray Towers. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to get on the road and see what else I can find. See you later.